lot of people ask why is he so good at what he does, or why is anybody so good at what they do, you know, and it's just, if I could answer that question, I'd train a bunch of riders and retire.
My dad used to race motocross, and I used to go to the track and watch him when I was really young, and so he got me into it, and he got me started. Yeah, I pretty much live and breathe and eat and sleep motorcycles. That's what I love doing. So every kind of motorcycles, I love motocross, and I love road racing and everything. I just love riding and racing.
Jake back when he was young. There's me and the whiff. It was a little marriage. Here's Jake when he first started out, a little 50. He's probably about 8 years old right there. Then you got a lot of plaques over on the wall over there. Back in the old days, we used to put all that stuff up, you know. Now we kind of just, in case it gets cold in the winter, we got a lot of firewood.
Yeah, all these trophies are just from, pretty much every single one I think is from motocross racing, just since I was 7. So you can't keep a lot of them in the house because they just get all over the place.
Come on in.
Want chicken salad?
This is Jake's humble abode.
He comes home from Europe and every time says he wants mom's cooking. That's for sure. Well, his favorites is my chili, spaghetti, my carne asada, my barbecues. I cook every night for my baby. And he doesn't like tomatoes. He likes lemon pepper.
She takes care of me. She makes me food and all the stuff a mom should do. So she's good.
Actually, this is low-fat bacon in it also. And all wheat toast. Anyways.
It's just the living room. There's Jake's bicycle. He watches TV. That's his, what do they call those, Jake?
Bicycle.
What kind? Spin bike. Yeah, thanks, pal. So that's his spin bike. I think he puts in, tells me he puts in an hour and a half a day, so.
Oops, sorry. Well, I think he's a normal teenager with a little bit of a tude, but he's a good kid and he's very smart. And he's always had a 4.0 average in school.
The toughest change for me is the fact that he's a teenager. And he's no different than the teenager down the street, to the extent that he thinks he knows everything and he thinks he doesn't need his dad or his mom anymore to tell him what to do. Dad's just the one that keeps everything in check. So I'm the bad guy.
He just yells. And gets mad.
He doesn't really yell. He just...
No, he yells.
Jacob! That's when we know.
Maureen's never been one to go to the racetrack and watch tons of races. She's always kind of likes to wait to hear and see what happens. And you can't blame her. It's your kid running around out there, so it's a little different. Us dads, we love to get out there and get it and make it happen.
I get nervous when my son races, so it's better for me to be home and he's in Europe, and then I can watch him with my girlfriend or my family, watching him on live, and when I'm in another room, screaming.
This is some stuff from Torino Wilson. He's the one youngster that died last year at Virginia. We always like to keep him in our thoughts. I think Jake still runs stickers on his helmet for Toriano.
Toriano Wilson, he was a great rider, and he was my friend and stuff, but just gotta try not to think about it when you're out on the track, and just try not to think about it, keep it in the back of your head.
I'm gonna start crying.
I know my she gets worried and stuff, but I know that she still trusts me and just thinks that I'll be okay.
I just want him to be happy, and this is what makes him happy, and I'm not going to damage his dreams, you know, no matter what. If I told him he couldn't ride again, if I was his only parent, I said, you can't ride anymore, he would not. You would hate me for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever asked of my son since we've been racing is just never to give up. So, you know, that's a thing you learn in life, that, you know, you never give up, no matter what. You know, you get knocked down, you get back up. So that's all I've really ever asked from him. But I think he's got an incredible amount of pressure. 1, to do very well at school. 2, to stay away from any bad elements that a 15-year-old might get into. I mean, there's still kids out there. Kids like to have fun. There's girls. I mean, you have hormones are raging at 15, 16 years old.
Ramona near Jake, and we went to middle school together, and that's how I know him.
Girls, Jake stays away from. His term is they're kind of dream killers right now.
Everybody at the high school talks about who he is and what he does and like how great he is, and he's always in the Sentinel. I'm really jealous of him. He looks like he has fun out there street racing, and he does really good, and he's really fast, and the bikes look like so much fun.
His interest lies mainly in doing well in the sport he's chosen, and he knows that, you know, 4 or 5 years from now he can go back and have all the young girlfriends he'd like, I'm sure. So it's just a matter of staying focused, you know.
So it's 11 o'clock here, and I just woke up and went to bed at like 1 o'clock earlier today, and I'm just staying on like European time. They all go to sleep when I'm getting up, and then I'm up all morning in the dark, so it kind of sucks when I'm, but.
Basically what Jake does, usually 2 weeks prior to an event, unless they're back to back like they are now, he'll start going to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, works his way up to about noon, 11 a.m., and then turns around and gets back up about, when I go to bed at night, about 10:30, 11. And then he'll stay up and do his homework in the wee hours of the morning when it's all dark out.
Just, I don't know, there's nothing really to do this early in the morning.
First started racing, he did motorcycles, and it didn't really mean a lot to me till he started like doing really good in Rookies Cup and stuff.
We saw like some videos of him and we were like, oh damn, he actually is good.
He doesn't come to school anymore, so like, everyone's always wondering how he does, and people see it on TV sometimes.
It kind of sucks because it's like kind of like taken away from like our like hanging out and stuff. But I mean, he's going somewhere in life. He's doing something cool. I'm stuck in Ramona. I've never really like asked Jake to like go to a party. Like I know he'll say no.
His dad would freak out.
I think he's scared his dad will find out.
Yeah.
If his friends say that they miss him, they probably do, but that was a choice that Jake and I and his mom made. You know, he knows going in that it's going to require some sacrifice.